Howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters in the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to another episode in our series on fly casting. And today we're coming at you from the Great Smoky Mountains, and we've brought in the big guns. Charity Rutter herself. Many of you know Charity. Author, angler, guide, amongst mom, amongst other things. But Charity and Ian run R&R Fly Fishing here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, where you're going to find some of the most challenging fly casting situations that you could possibly imagine. And we thought it would be great to have Charity talk about some of the differences, some of the tools that she uses here in the Smokies. So Charity, take it away.
All right. One of the most common things that we teach people when we're on the river is to basically make your cast with your rod out in front of your body. So you know the basic 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock that is taught. So for me, I say lay that clock on the table. So now your 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock is on the table in front of you instead of beside you. So that way, when you're in a place like this, if you do 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you're throwing your rod into the trees, right?
Yeah.
If you do a sidearm, you can come under this as well. Same with the roll cast. There's so much overhang on the rivers here that the roll cast is probably one of the casts we use the most. And in a situation like this, where we've got all this current beside us, I've also used this on a boat with a roll cast. Just let the water pull your fly, get that little bit of tension on it, and if you'll point your rod that way, so get that little bit of tension on it, and the key to the roll cast is the pause. You have to pause that line so that it's no longer moving towards you after your cast before you bring it forward. So right here, I'm at a pause. I've got the current pulling my line, and I'm just gonna roll cast it straight ahead to reach into that little pocket right in front of us. So now I'm gonna make another one. Before I let it in the current, I pause, bring it forward again. It's basically just the front half
just a forward
of a cast.
right?
And your line is gonna follow what your rod tip does. So if I give my rod this little wind up like a regular cast, you see that that line goes back behind me. So that's the key, is that pause. So it's a lift, it's a pause, and a cross. And I can do the same thing from the side when we're talking about the sidearm cast. From the side, it's a pause and roll it across. So it's just the simple front half of your cast, really. Is that how you would describe a roll cast?
Your rod tip still needs to travel in a straight line path.
Absolutely.
Exactly pointed at the target.
Good point. Because the roll cast is called a roll, a lot of people feel like they have to draw a circle with their rod tip, and
no,
that just throws a lot of extra slack in it.
There's so many people that teach the roll cast, and they tell you to slam it down to 9 o'clock. And what that does is create a big loop, and you're never going to have the accuracy that we need when we're fishing this type of situation. And then also, what's going to hit the water first? Your line is going to slap the water first.
Right.
And we've talked about it for the past couple of days. We don't want them to see or feel our line, or our leader for that matter.
Right.
So no, that's great advice. Bring it back and stop. Utilize the water tension of the surface tension of the water, and execute a forward cast.
Yep.
Making sure that the rod tip travels in a straight line path directly at the target. Exactly.
So if you imagine too, one of the things I used to teach my students is when you're doing the typical cast, like you said, you're drawing a straight line, point A to point B.
Yep.
So find the middle of it for your roll cast and stop, give it that pause, and then just do the front half.
And just punch it in.
Yep, just do that front half. A lift, a pause, bring it forward.
No,
Very simple.
It's such a useful, in fact, so much so that one of my favorite fly lines for this type of fishing is made by Wolf. It's the Royal Wolf triangle taper line, and it's known, its forte is the world's best roll casting line.
Nice.
And it really does a great job of roll casting. So much so that I buy a line that's specifically suited for this style of fishing.
Nice.
And it really works gangbusters. So talk to us a little bit about the sidearm cast as well.
So this sidearm cast, there's lots of times that you're either going to be casting under a branch or just a log sticking out in the water, or something like this where I'm standing. I can't bring that rod up overhead.
Right.
So my motion is still going to be that straight line, but I'm able to keep this rod tip out in front of and get to my drift here. I can come back this direction,
That was
bring
a nice
it up.
drift.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come right up. And keeping it under, whoops, I hit a branch there. Keeping it under, I can even keep it, lots of times I tell people, imagine that you're keeping your rod tip even with the brim of your cap or with your chin. So you're keeping your rod tip out in front of your body so that you stay under those overhanging branches, log, whatever you're trying to get underneath for your cast. I honestly feel like, and maybe it's just because I grew up fishing, or because the fishing I've learned was all here in the Smokies, but I honestly feel like I can control the rod tip and the line a lot better if it's in front of my body than up over my head.
Yes. Well, I mean, when you can't see it, you don't have the confidence. You know, your husband said it the other day, everything we do is so visual.
Yes.
That being able to visualize your rod tip, also being able to see that fly line in your peripheral vision.
Yes.
Even though you're still looking at the target, but being able to see it in your peripheral vision right here makes a world of difference to know where it's going, also to know when it's time to come forward.
Right, that's true. Well, and let's say this too, I want to make sure we mention, you know, a lot of people think a roll cast is only for like a little short baby cast. You know,
oh no.
In the right kind of situation, if this pool didn't have all these different currents, we could easily, I mean, we could make the cast, but we could easily make a drift where we make a roll cast practically all the way across the river here.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much line you have out.
Yeah.
The line, tension on the line, the pause is the key, bring it forward.
Just snap that rod tip and it just
Good,
goes
firm,
right where your thumb points it.
Yep. It's almost like you're pushing it right through your grip on your rod tip.
Yep.
Give it a pause, push it through.
Push the button on the screen door.
There you go. There you go.
All right, friends. Well,
nice.
There's some helpful tips from Charity Rutter down here in the Smoky Mountains. Some very challenging fishing. I've certainly learned a lot in the past few days hanging out with you guys. It's been great to watch you guys cast. I mean, you guys are just unbelievable at what you do. So
Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing that. And remember, work on your roll cast, your sidearm casting. And in this situation, you want to work with casting very short amounts of line.
Yeah, start short, and as you feel more comfortable with it, you can add distance when you're practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, friends. So thanks as always for watching. Make sure you go back and watch all of our fly casting episodes. There's all kinds of different ways to skin a cat, and we always try to share them here with you here on the channel. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free, really helps us out. Hit that like button. Make sure you check out R&R Fly Fishing and come fishing here in the Great Smoky Mountains with Ian and Charity Rutter, rnrflyfishing.com. So thanks as always for being here, and stay tuned. We've got a ton more fly fishing content coming your way.